What makes the web work?
Information and academics.
Passion.
I think it's information.
Electricity.
I think the web works on trust.
Developers.
Connected humans.
We do.
The people.
It's the people.
Totally people.
People make the web work.
Hello and welcome to Web Sessions. I'm Steve Persch of Pantheon, and we're here at Content Marketing World in sunny San Diego. I'm sitting here with Roland Benedetti, one of my coworkers at Pantheon. Roland, for those who haven't met you, could you take a moment to introduce yourself?
Sure. So, my name is Roland Benedetti. I'm French, as you know, Steve already, but I can't hide it. I'm Director of Product, and I joined Pantheon like a little bit under 2 years ago to work on Content Publisher and drive and lead Content Publisher.
So I've got so much to ask you about Content Publisher specifically, but I'll start with a very general, open-ended question. What makes the web work?
What makes the web work? The web work, we often speak about the open web at Pantheon. I think what makes the web work is this desire and need for any human to reach further, to have an open path toward reaching anyone on the planet. And technology brought us this thing a few decades ago, and that's this desire to always reach to more people.
Yeah, reach out and make connections. And I think so much of the growth of the web in our lifetimes is, as if I'm understanding you correctly, is kind of in a symbiotic relationship with the human desire to connect. We as humans desire to make connections. That desire predates the web. The web is the internet, literally interconnecting networks, matches to some degree that human drive, and we see the two interplaying with one another.
Yeah, and I think there's also something about like this desire of freedom, like connecting, but without guardrails, without rules. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, we heard countless time, the web is dead, but the web is not dead. Social media didn't kill the web, and AI won't kill the web. The web will still be here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I expect so as well. I have seen many deaths of the web come and go from the social media platforms, from just the idea that say that again.
Mobile,
yes.
Yeah.
The app stores will just kill off the web, and it's not dead yet. So I am curious for your perspective. You mentioned the relationship, the similarity, but not the sameness of open web and open source. Open source technology is open for some definition of open, but not necessarily the most accessible or easy to use. As much as I, as a Pantheon employee, as an open source devotee, I love WordPress and Drupal, they're not as accessible as a Google Doc is.
That's a very good take. Yeah, I think open source technology, we've been living that for decades. Both of us and many people in our environment know what it is. But yeah, not everybody is a developer. And open source as a concept does not reach everybody. On the other hand, tools that are commonly usable by anyone, like open tools, open communication means, they have a far bigger reach, in my opinion. So, but they share the same DNA, which is having something happening through collaboration and connections, not necessarily driven solely by the rules of a business or of a business model. I think open source as a community movement is super powerful. I think open source as a business model is very tricky.
Yes, yes, it is. So one move Pantheon is making, addressing the interplay of open source software and other technologies, is this content publisher offering that we're rolling out into public preview just today. For those who haven't heard of Content Publisher, could you speak to the basic premise of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So Content Publisher is basically tooling for editorial team, people who are creating content, to enable them to faster and better publish their content on the web. the vast majority of written words creators today are using either Google Docs or Microsoft Words. And when they do this, even if the goal is to publish this on the web, which by definition is composite content with rich media on top of the words, with also metadata and things that you cannot see, but that is there. It's complex to produce content for the web. And today it's still very manual. People are basically writing in Google Docs, and after that, most of the case, it's someone else who is loading the content in the system.
So in this rollout of Content Publisher, I've been saying over and over that we as open web practitioners need to address the fact that content isn't getting drafted, isn't getting written in these open source content management systems. It's getting written in places like Google Docs, and that copying and pasting process is error prone and time consuming and all that. Why, as someone who has been in the CMS ecosystem for decades, why was no CMS able to do that? Like, I think they all aspired to, and yet somehow none of them got it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of, I have a couple of answers there. I think first, now is the right time. If you look at the trajectory of technology, when I started with open source CMS was 20 years ago. Actually, I remember we had a great connection with OpenOffice, which was desktop software. This was open source software, but it was desktop software.
Yes.
And desktop software comes with a lot of complexity. So what did happen in 20 years? First, we got cloud-based software as a service, which is great. And also, we finally get really an incredible level of connectivity through APIs. That was not the case even like 15 or even 10 years ago. Google Docs and Microsoft Word, even if already on the cloud, they were not capable of providing like the richness you want from the API. And now we have very strong APIs from those tools. So it's a good time now to basically connect to the authoring software much better than 20 years ago.
That's a good point. I suppose I had not been grounding myself in the reality that these open source content management systems that I've been working with for 2 decades, the authoring tool they're providing is a WYSIWYG in the browser. And when Drupal and WordPress came into existence, they're competing with desktop applications. They're competing with Microsoft Word, an incredibly rich and powerful desktop application. And it took decades of effort to replicate that sophisticated tool set in something like Google Docs, in something like a web-powered Microsoft Word. And Drupal certainly has not put in that amount of effort to make its WYSIWYG anywhere in the ballpark of Microsoft Word.
Yeah, exactly. And the challenges are not so much about features, even if you brought like the depths of features of a Microsoft Word even 25 years ago. But what the cloud solutions such as Google Docs and also Microsoft 365 brought is a very good answer to teamwork. And teamwork is not just concurrent editing. Teamwork is how you deal with managing permissions, viewer, commenting, or editor roles in a super simple and very engranged way throughout your organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those there are so many variations that sprout up in individual offices, in individual companies. Like there are decades of practices around the track changes feature in Microsoft Word. And it's hubristic to think that something like Drupal or WordPress is going to just replicate all of that with its own approval fields.
Yeah, agreed. But that doesn't mean that those tools belong to the past. I just think there's a broad diversity of tools that are still needed, and you need tools to manage the website, and I think that's what those tools are.
Yes, they manage the website, and even though they're labeled content management systems, the reality is that so much of the work of literally managing content happens outside of those systems. So I'm curious, what is coming up on the roadmap for Content Publisher and Pantheon as a whole?
Well, so first, on the big picture, we started with Google Docs, and we believe it was the best choice. We are a Google user.
Yeah.
Google Docs has a little bit more than half of the market now. It's also getting a very positive, the NPS is really very good. Like people like it. I can't say the same about Microsoft 365, but we know Microsoft 365 is good too, and it's also a lot of users. So clearly we will support Microsoft 365, and we have to. So when I can say, but that's on the 2026 roadmap for sure. So that's one thing. The other big thing for us is leveraging AI. Well, I mean, not leveraging, but unleashing all the capabilities that we've been laying in our AI architecture. So we are now, we build Content Publisher around connectivity with the authoring platform, but also connectivity with the AI infrastructure of our customers so that we can use AI in a very positive way to improve the content workflow, improving it both as making it faster, but also making it better as a quality control, performance of the content, or this type of thing.
All right. Well, I am looking forward to that. For those who are interested in trying Content Publisher, what should they do next?
Well, just go on https://content.pantheon.io and you can sign up. There's a free trial for 30 days, and there's a free tier which will be enough for a lot of small organizations as well. So really give it a try. You need just a Google Workspace, Google Docs for now, and from there you can use it.
All right, before we go, can I get a high five?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Roland. Have a great conference, everybody.